Our fabulous band, everybody. Can we show them some love? The Mardi Gras feel in New Orleans in the house. So we are celebrating Mardi Gras today. Woohoo! If you didn't get your beads when you're coming in, I gotta say, right? Did I not score the best bead of all? Yep. I'm not gonna wear that on my feet anymore, but I will wear it around my neck. Anymore. Good morning. I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. I'm the Associate Minister here, and it is my pleasure to invite you here on this beautiful, sunny Sunday morning. If you are live streaming with us, welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you were with us this morning. We are a community that is grounded in love. We are grounded in the truth of our innate divine nature. And this is our year where we are celebrating community. So the community, part of our community, is climbing up onto the platform with me right now. This is our fabulous Sounds of Unity choir, led by our very own Misa Malone. And we have a practice in unity, which is that we start everything from a place of prayer and meditation. We start and move from the stillness that allows us to anchor ourselves in that which is larger than what we may be experiencing in the moment of our day-to-day. So whatever it took for you to come here today, I invite you to just leave it for this moment. Let it go. Except if it's a little stuffy, you can hold on to the stuffies. We're loving up the stuffies during this month. They go to foster children, and that's going to happen next week. So if you want to hold one of the stuffies in your lap as we're meditating, feel free. And we're going to allow this beautiful music to open us into the very truth of who and what we are. Oh, and I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise and to anchor this space lovingly in a field of prayer. And if you're watching remotely, know that we're holding you in that same field of prayer.
I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening to the Spirit of love. I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening to the Spirit of love. Let the love flow through me. 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 I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening to the Spirit of love. I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening to the Spirit of love. Let the love flow through me. 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 I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening. I'm opening.
We open our hearts even more, feeling ourselves as the very essence, as the very life of love itself. How good it is right now to still the mind, to quiet the activity of the day-to-day, opening to the truth of life itself, to love, to joy, to grace, beauty, creativity, the very essence of love, feeling it in every cell, every atom, every form, function of our being. And beyond that, embracing that we are so much more, feeling our humanness dissolve away, allowing ourselves to be, to breathe as love itself. This is the truth of who we are. Let us rest here in this understanding of love in the silence. And so it is from this space, this awareness of the love that we are, that we just continue to open more fully, more joyfully, more lovingly, right now. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Come on in if you've been waiting to come on in. Welcome, welcome. So we have a mission statement here at Unity San Francisco that we created 6 years ago. And what's so beautiful about it is that it's still alive for us. That's always a good sign that your mission statement was powerful because it's still working us, which is that we pray, celebrate, serve, and connect to inspire and transform ourselves and our world. Can we know that together, please?
We pray, celebrate, serve, and connect to inspire and transform ourselves and our world.
And so it is. Yeah.
That, it's my turn. Oh, is that? Yes. Let me get a handheld, and somebody turn me off. So excited for today. Testing. Whoa! How we doing? Everybody awake now? Okay, so after this, I'll go back and have my mic fixed. And welcome. For those of you who don't know me, now you do. My name is Reverend Ken Daigle, and I have the honor of serving as senior minister here. And we are so excited. If you weren't here last week, we had the grand unveiling of our first returning stained glass window, reimagined and restored. So, well, we're so excited, right? So this building was built in 1909, right? And I think those windows had been touched once since then. And so they were in need, and so honored to be the custodians of the next 100 years of this building. So exciting for us. We're new here to Page Street, but we're not new to San Francisco. We are ourselves 100 years old. In your bulletin that you got when you came in, if you didn't get one, the ushers can bring you one right now. There's something called the connection card. So we'll need one up here for Deanne. And I'd ask you to take out your bulletin and to fill out your connection card, whether you come here every week or whether you're here for the first time. We all fill out the connection card as a way of communicating with each other. The busier we get, the less time I have to talk to each and every person here, and Deanne does. So this is an opportunity for you to let us know what's going on in your lives, what you need held in prayer, what you need otherwise from us. And Deanne and I read these on Tuesday when we get back into the office, sometimes on Sunday if we have time, but definitely on Tuesday when we get back into the office. And we hold it in prayer all week. We can reach out to you. We can assist in any way. So it's really important that you let us know that you are here and what's going on in your lives so that we continue to build our community for the 21st century. And for those of you on Livestream, you can do this too. You can click the button that says connection card, and it won't take, if you're on our website, you stay on the Livestream and a window will pop up. You can fill that out, and those come directly to Deanne and I's email. So I invite you to fill out the front, and we'll talk about the back later on in service. And then I'm going to invite our music team back up, right? So as the choir's filling that out right now too, let's invite them back up as you're filling that out, and we're going to do our community song. Oh, I didn't say first-time guests. So first-time guests, if you're here for the first time, we have a gift for you. It's in the lobby at the top of the stairs. At the table, just stop and pick one up or two up on your way out, whatever you want. And if you have any questions, Deanne and I would be delighted to speak with you after. Okay? And this is a fun song. You were good. Tyler.
From every
forgiveness is alone. I invite you to stay standing and to greet each other with a handshake or a hug. Happy Sunday.
Hey, baby.
Hey. Huh? It's me. We need to work with Katie to straighten this out. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. If you haven't had a chance yet to greet everyone, we have an off-the-charts hospitality downstairs because it's Potluck Sunday, and if you didn't remember, that's okay. We got tons of... I made jambalaya last night. For those of you who don't know, I'm from New Orleans, and so celebrating Mardi Gras is part of the tradition around here, right? And so, happy Mardi Gras, everybody! Which means, spiritually, it's the last day to party before we go into the spiritual season of Lent. And in Unity, we celebrate Lent a little differently. And when you came in, you should have gotten a pamphlet, yes. It's called Fasting and Feasting 2020. And it's based on the Unity principles of affirmations and denials. So we both deny the appearance of lack in our lives and affirm the abundance, that is. And so it's a process, it's a little reading and reflection for the 40 days of Lent to go through that process. And Reverend Teresa Burton, who was a licensed teacher here and now edits the Daily Word, is one of the authors, and Reverend Deanne is one of the authors, and yours truly is also one of the authors of this booklet. And it goes out to all Unity churches and to Unity people all over the world. So I invite you to take this home with you and to use it as part of your spiritual practice for Lent during this season, if that calls to you. And yeah, so we're excited to celebrate Mardi Gras, because it brings us into that season of greater awakening. So we have an annual membership meeting today. It's our once a year where we look at our finances, we look at what we're doing and where we're heading. So it'll happen downstairs after service. Everyone is welcome to come, and we'll have the food, we'll start the meeting. We'll also be Zooming some people in who couldn't be here. So the meeting will happen downstairs because that's where our classroom's set up for all of us to do that. And we don't have to stop eating king cake. So there's king cakes downstairs. How many people know what a king cake is? Okay, good. So there's baby Jesuses in all of the king cakes. Plastic ones. If you get the baby Jesus in one of your king cakes, you have to bring a dessert for next week, okay? And where's Chris? Chris was telling me, too, in France, that you also get a crown. So we've got to find a crown. I'm sure Roma has a tiara with her somewhere. And so you get to wear the crown for the day when you get the baby Jesus. So all that's happening after service. On Wednesday night, Karen Ray and I are doing a spiritual practice of loving what is. It's amazing. I got gifted a 9-day retreat with Byron Katie last year. We went for 9 days to Ojai, California, and did nothing but the work of Byron Katie, which is amazing way of clearing yourselves from false beliefs. And if you don't think you have a false belief, let me fill out a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet with you. Right? So there's so much fun. For those of you who want to tell the world how to operate, she has a form that you get to fill out. And then you get to do the spiritual work that involves in it. So Wednesday night, we're going to have a good time. We'll be here, probably here in the sanctuary at 7 p.m.
and a sound healing on March 1st, on Sunday, March 1st. This amazing sound healer is coming. He's going to cover the stage in his bowls, his singing bowls, and his crystal bowls, and his didgeridoos, and he's going to be part of service, and then he's going to do a sound healing workshop in the afternoon. So check it out in your bulletin or on our website and sign up downstairs. And the Sound of Unity workshop. If you like what you heard and want to be part of that and help create that here, this is your opportunity to join choir. This is a required class for choir. It's about learning how to sing together as one. We all are soloists in the shower. I'm fabulous in the shower. But singing together is a special skill, and Misa's so gifted at teaching. So Misa will be running that, and that is Saturday, March 14th from 10 to 3. So save that and come join us and make a joyful noise. Then I'm going to talk to you about the booklet that's in the back of your seats. This is the last Sunday that we're going to be celebrating Black History Month, but the booklet in front of you, you're welcome to take that one as well, is about the African American spiritual leaders in the New Thought movement and a lot of things that they've done. Today we're looking at and honoring Reverend James Trapp. And I met James when he was the minister in Unity in the Bay in Miami. He was a powerful, powerful minister. Yes, Miami. Yeah. And after that, and it was amazing, is still an amazing and powerful church. 1,200, now he's in Sacramento, 1,200 people at Unity of the Bay, and they have a Spanish service and an English service, and just phenomenal. They also, incidentally, sold their building same time we were selling ours. They got $30 million for theirs. But it was on the bay in San Francisco, and they're putting up a huge high-rise at it in Miami. San Francisco, right. There's another bay. Unity on the Bay, that could be us too. Okay. I digress. He then went on to lead the Association of Unity Churches as the CEO, and now he's at Unity of Sacramento. And so I invite you to take one of the booklets, and as we honor, we'll have a little bit more from Reverend Trapp in our word today. And I invite Deanne up now to do that, and all of us to settle in once again as we listen to the word for today.
So the word for today is global community. One of the most important questions we can ask ourselves is, what am I? The answer determines our self-concept, which influences the boundaries of our personal growth and development. Those who have embraced ancient wisdom teachings, such as unity, accept that who and what we are is more than what can be seen with our physical eyes or described through our five senses. There is a part of us that can never be endangered or destroyed, and is our true nature and being. It transcends our history, human lineage, and false concepts that we have accepted about ourselves. When we live from that awareness, we fulfill a life of God expressing as us. It is a life that reflects our divine purpose, in which we contribute our unique gifts and talents to our world. The affirmation today is, I am here to contribute my unique gifts and talents to our world. Can you please know this with me? I am here to contribute my unique gifts and talents to our world.
Imagine me loving what I see when the mirror looks at me, 'cause I imagine me in a place of no insecurity. finally happy 'cause I imagine me letting go of all of the ones who hurt me, 'cause they never did deserve me. Can you imagine me saying no to thoughts that try to control me, remembering all you told me? Wow, can you imagine me over what my mama said and hear from what my daddy did? And I wanna live and not read that page again. Imagine me being free, trusting love totally. Finally, I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see, finding love with someone like me. But finally, I can imagine me being strong and not letting people break me down. You won't get that joy this time around. Can you imagine me in a world where nobody has to live afraid because of love is gone away? Can you imagine me letting go of my past and glad I have another chance, and my heart will dance 'cause I don't have to read that page again. Imagine me being free, trusting love totally. Finally, I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see, finding love with someone like me. But finally, I can imagine me. Imagine me being free, trusting love totally. Finally, I can imagine me. I admit it was hard to see, finding love with someone like me. But finally, I can imagine me.
This song is dedicated to all the people like me that struggle with insecurities, acceptance, and even self-esteem. If you never felt good enough, if you never felt pretty enough, just imagine the divine whispering in your ear, telling you that all the pain of the past is gone.
Gone, gone,
Every mistake,
gone,
every failure,
all gone,
every regret,
gone,
I let it go.
gone,
It's yesterday.
gone,
All my mistakes,
gone,
every mistake,
gone,
every pain,
gone,
I let it go.
gone,
It's yesterday.
it's gone, it's gone, all
Imagine me, perfect and free. Imagine you, shiny and new. As I let go, as I let go, I am set free.
gone, gone, it's gone, all gone, 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 it's gone, all gone. Oh na 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 na, 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 oh na 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 na.
Sound of Unity Choir. Woo. Thank you. That was beautiful. And thank you, Tyler. Yes. Yes. How many people identify with that, right? Whew. Yeah. I'm just taking a moment to take that in. Seems like a lifetime ago, and it seems like yesterday. All at the same time, that those feelings and that memory comes back. And luckily we have a practice and an understanding and a teaching to help us moving past it. Gone. 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 Like Glinda said, be gone. You have no power here. Be gone. Right? Understanding that those thoughts that drag us down, those beliefs that drag us down, can be gone when we affirm it. This is, we named 2020 our year of community. And for those of you who don't understand why, let me explain on a couple different reasons. We started naming years 6 years ago now. We started the year of gratitude, right? Started with the year of gratitude. Then we did, it was a wonderful year. We did the year of abundance. And we got a huge bequest in the middle of that year. It was a phenomenal year. So we said, okay, so next year, what are we going to do next year? And we said, okay, well, it'll be the year of manifestation, right? And so in that year, we got a $6 million offer on our old building. We manifested some amazing stuff. And then the next year, we said, okay, so what are we going to do? And it's a year of transformation. We moved. So we were really careful about naming this year. And we wanted to make sure that it was something we could handle. We needed to catch our breath after the year of moving. Anyone identify with that? Moving. Woo! Fun, right? And exciting. And we knew it was an opportunity. We're in a new neighborhood. So community can mean our new community. We're in Hayes Valley now from Pack Heights. So it's a different community. It's about building the bridges to the external community. But it's also, in the move, in the transition, a way to focus in to the community that sits here so that we build deeper and more meaningful relationships with the people here. And also as a way to make us more spiritually sound and healthy. Our year of community has multi-facets and is here for us as a chance to double down, settle in, get to know ourselves and our neighbors, and to become stronger in that process. It's a spiritual practice of, rather than doing, of being. Right? We're going to be in community. We're going to be with each other. And learn what that means. Learn who each other are and what value already exists right here. Because we know the spiritual teaching is true. Everything we need is at hand, is right here and right now. That the divine, God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is constantly providing all that we need. Abundance is raining down upon us right now, is within us right now, is everywhere around us right now, and we need not do nothing except accept it. Accept it. Open ourselves to it. That there's no doing we need to do, but everything is in our being. Right? When we can know that, the world shifts. Opportunities arise. Solutions appear. Oh, it's magic. Miracle. And as the Course in Miracles teaches us, only thing a miracle is a shift of perception from fear to love. And so that's why we teach loving what is. Because it's not easy in some circumstances, in some situations, to love what's going on in your life. Not easy to bring love to the pain of losing a loved one, right? It's not easy to bring acceptance into the realities that sometimes confront us. Well, I know you're not your diagnosis. If you don't know it, let me know it with you and for you. You are not your diagnosis. You are a divine expression of God, perfect in every way, And your life's journey may include journeys through dis-ease and discomfort and hardship, but that doesn't make it who you are. Be gone. And when we can live in that understanding, we shift. But I've noticed a phenomenon at the same time. So here we are in the year of community, right? And there's lots of different ways to define community. Have you noticed? There's endless. And we get to put Post-it notes on it, and we label things, and we call things out. So there's family. So we all have a community that is our birth family, and most people also create a family by choice. Family by birth and family by choice. As my friend used to call it, my biological family and my logical family. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one. And we know why we choose our logical families, because they are in a lot of ways our support. They understand us, they get us, they help us to transcend the buttons that our biological families install. And yeah, they put them there. And they know where to push them. But they're not actually pushing them. We're allowing them to be pushed, right? So that's just one diagnosis of family, right? Finances. So whether you understand that money is just energy, right? It's just energy. We all agree money is just a form of energy and cannot be destroyed. Yeah, do we believe that? And do we believe that energy can't be destroyed and it's always here and it's always available to us? But also finances, how you grew up, the finances of your childhood, the finances right now in your life, create communities. And in our society, more than others, we bridge those differences, but at the same time they exist. When I pulled up this morning, there was a homeless couple camped out next to our planter. They usually come during the day and charge their cell phones from our electricity and the lights, and we bring them food and water when we can, and they had slept there last night, and we spoke to them. But the financial disparity between us, as I pull up in my car with a huge meal that we come to celebrate in all of our abundance, is huge, and it creates a different kind of community. Whether I want it to or not, it exists there in this relative world, right? And I know we're all working on changing that, but it exists. Race. We're celebrating Black History Month. 1 out of 12, right? And growing up in Louisiana, New Orleans, I know a lot about race relations from this white boy's perspective, but I don't know it from my logical family's perspective. And I can't fully inhabit that world, but I can listen, and I can understand that this thing that makes an instant community sometimes isn't easy, and that there's some effort needed to make a more logical world, right? Misa usually sings, we open with India Arya's song every week, I am light. And it's like, I love how she turns this phrase, I am not the color of my eyes, I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my race. I am not my age. My soul inside is all light. And that understanding is what we're affirming and working towards here. Career. What you do creates an instant community. You're with those people sometimes more than you are with your family, right? Dan and I talk about this all the time. It's like, I get my kids ready in the morning, I drop them off at school, they have their own community there. I come here, I work, I interface with you and with all the staff here, and then I go home and I get 2 or 3 hours with my kids again till they're asleep again. And then my husband and I have a little bit of time, and that's this career takes up 40 hours out of every week, right? And if we're lucky to get 8 hours of sleep a night, that takes up another one. So our career families, our communities, our community of career are important to us, and they influence us in many, many ways. Nationality. Are you American? Are you from France? Are you from Germany? Where were you raised? Influences community in an incredibly powerful way. You can see it when we do all the ethnic holidays here, especially with the new hospitalities. We just celebrated Chinese New Year, we're doing Mardi Gras, we're doing all these national holidays and experiences of food and culture and community that bring us new understandings. Sexual orientation. This is not just for the LGBTQ people in the room, right? Heterosexuals have a community as well that's forged by their sexual orientation, right? And so understanding that allows us to have a valid and vital discussion about it. Communities are instantly formed by all these subgroups. Education. Where'd you go to school? Now, in Nolens, we all identify each other by where we went to high school. I don't know why, but it's a huge thing. If you run into someone else from New Orleans, like, where'd you go to high school? Right? Because there was something very formative about it, and it was a very parochial system. Everybody went to either the public schools or the Catholic schools, but everybody knew each other, and it was a huge identifier. Right, of neighborhood, of choice, of class, of a lot of different things, of smarts. And so it becomes this way of making community. And then, of course, faith tradition. I could have put religion there, right, which might have been more appropriate for how it divides by community, sometimes unites by community. But the reason I have all the Post-its up for us, and there's tons more, right? But those were the 8 I stopped with, is because when we belong to these kind of communities, it's wonderful to create family sometimes, but it also puts a boundary on us. And they're not talking to each other, right? And it separates us and keeps us sometimes isolated and not hearing other experiences. And what I want for us in our year of community is to blow past some of these boundaries, to understand that, as Ken Wilber described in his book, No Boundaries, over 30 years ago, that the land and the sea may look like a boundary, but it's actually where the two interconnect. It's where they share. It's where they cross each other. And that's what these seeming boundaries of different kinds of community can bring to us. An opportunity to touch, to feel, to know, to experiencing each other in a different way. And then another thing that happens with community is we learn in community. We learn how to be. So whatever one of the communities that you see up there that you're thinking about today, or community that not on the board but that you know was truly formative in your life, it shapes how we deal in the world. It filters our belief system, and it causes us to create behaviors that may or may not serve us. James Trapp, who we mentioned earlier and read our daily word from, talked about it recently at a talk that I found online. And I'd like to share Reverend James Trapp talking about the power of community.
This experiment, they took a group of school children. They were all the same age. They were divided into 2 separate classrooms. And they were basically taught the same curriculum, except for in one classroom, they were taught to be aggressive. They were taught to be competitive and to go get what they wanted in terms of their mode of being in the world. And the other group was taught cooperation in community. Community building skills as a way to have success in their life. And as they observed these 2 groups over a period of time, they basically evolved differently. The one that was taught competition and aggressiveness, there were more fights that broke out. There was more disharmony that broke out. And those who were taught community building and way of working in the world, they had a more harmonious space. Of course, the topper of the experiment occurred when they brought the two groups together. And they each were given a candy bar. And as I mentioned earlier, they probably should have given them an apple or an orange or a banana or some tofu, I don't know. But anyway, they gave them all a candy bar. A candy bar of their choice, whatever they wanted. And they observed what was on film. And they began sitting there, unwrapping their candy, eating their candy, watching and so forth, each other. And then one of the teachers came in the room and suddenly just snatched all the candy bars out of their hand and sent them to their respective classrooms. And they filmed what happened. In the room where they were competing with each other, they started fighting with each other, started blaming each other for whatever had happened. They were saying, oh, it's your fault, and the teacher must have seen you do something wrong, or that's why they took it away from us. And they began to just have to go after each other. In the other room, the sense of cooperation began to amplify, and they became more compassionate. More than they had previously shown during the times when everything was okay. They began to take care of each other. They began to feel for each other and feel each other's pain and nurture each other. And in that circumstance, there was the same situation. Probably all had the same candy bars, but they reacted differently based upon the groove they had cut in their awareness and the energy that came forth. See, those conditioned with competition and separation flew into that awareness, and that state of separation amplified. And those who have been cutting the groove of community and cooperation, that's what increased in their experience.
Right? And of course, we all want to believe that we'd be the group that was cooperative and weren't fighting and weren't blaming, right? Not us, because we're here and we're awake and woke. And yeah, and yet, I know with myself, I can find myself blaming, right? Oh, why do they do it that way? And it's like, because we're in a culture, in a community called the United States, in a lot of ways that teaches us how, you have to go out and get what you want. You have to go out and you have to achieve. You have to do this, you have to do that. You have to rise up. Rise up, We're going to create this community as we watched in the spiritual lessons of Hamilton. We're creating this out of nothing, out of whole cloth. We're taking this nation, we're building it, we're creating it, we're going to keep growing, we're going to keep going. And where do we stop? Where do we stop and understand the spiritual teaching that as I give, I receive? And that if I spend time in community in a way that's truly, truly generous, that we actually achieve more. And I think actually business is shifting. I think the business world is understanding that there cannot be constant aggressive expansion without time to give back, to nurture the soil, to replenish what we're taking. Now, I'm affirming and I am working towards the whole world waking up to that. We can't just keep taking. We must give. It is a spiritual principle, right? That if we just take in and never give out, the water goes rancid. It ceases to be life-giving. That we must keep the river flowing through and out, keeping the waters constantly moving in that pattern, in that understanding. And my first slide, purposefully, had us separate. But really what community is a Venn diagram, right? And where community really happens is where. So family is huge for all of us. There's no escaping it, so we might as well deal with it. I know a lot of you are taking the Q process right now, and I'm just guessing that maybe Deanne's dealing with a little family systems issues with some of you. All right, so the Q process is about understanding our shadow, our Jungian shadow, so that we can be free of it, right? And race. Huge still. Still, look what's going on in our politics, right? Look what's going on. We understand that this country still does not understand, the world doesn't understand that, I am not the skin on the outside. I'm not. And they don't understand it. But we're affirming that this can change. Because in the overlap is where it happens. And in religion, we don't have all the spiritual answers. I don't have all the spiritual answers. I don't have a monopoly on truth, on spirituality, on wisdom. It exists in each and every person, in each and every spiritual path. Period. This is just the one that resonates for me. Right? And when we make other religions wrong, we are making part of ourselves wrong too. Where we meet is where the humanity is. Where we live and breathe and have community and is our humanness. As Teilhard de Chardin said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human one. Do you get the difference of that? Your true identity is spirit. You existed before you came into this body as a spirit form. And here you are today. You will exist after this body leaves as spirit itself. And we have this human experience that makes us think and believe that we're separate, that I'm different from Misa, that I'm different from Chris, and that I'm different from Luke, and that I'm different from Jaden, because he comes from Australia. You know, it's upside down there. So, right? And so those things keep us separate. That I'm different from my Catholic upbringing. I'm different than my family who believes something else about their politics. And that I never really let it mingle. Let the sea and the shore experience each other. So we build this retaining wall that keep them separate. And that's my doing, not life's. The reality of the situation is that what really is in the middle is our shared divinity, is our wholeness, our life, not only just our humanity, but that eternal spirituality. So that when all these communities seemingly separate come together, we get to celebrate the beauty, the love, the grace, the joy, the strength, the wisdom, the heart, the generosity, the compassion, the love, the divinity that exists within us. I quoted, and I can't remember his name right now, it's in the booklets in front of you. There was a minister from the talked about God is in me, right? And we've often heard that, right? God's in me. God exists in me. And then his second line to that was, so I am divine. God is in me, so I am divine. And playing with that idea is that we're swimming in the absolute ocean of divinity. So I am a fish in the ocean, breathing, moving, being part of the ocean. I am part of the ocean if I'm a fish. If I'm swimming in divinity, if I'm surrounded by it, it's in every part of me. I am divine. And that understanding allows us to live in the connection, live in the crossover. So to do that, we need to think differently. Right? As I spoke about last week as well, that turn our thinking upside down. And thinking of these things as separate communities, they're just different reflections of light. That's what color is, right? It's just different reflections of light. So those colors I started with at Post-it notes, and the colors in the Venn diagram are all light. I am light. And where it crosses, where the two communities cross, the light gets more intense. It gets richer. it gets more meaningful, more vibrant. That's where we live in our divinity, in our wholeness, in our life. My wish for us today, in this year, in this time of community, is that we spend time exploring where the communities meet and to think differently about life, love, ourselves, and others. Let's celebrate that with the choir once again.
Do you have a spouse? Do you have a partner? Do you have children? Do you have your health? You are open to receive all the blessings, all the joy, all the love, all the abundance, all the blessings, everything that is happening in consciousness right now for you. You ought to be saying thank you. You ought to be grateful. You ought to live and dwell in a place of constant and consistent gratitude for the blessing of being able to be here, having a divine and human experience every single day. Every trial is an opportunity to rise. Every joy is an opportunity to rise. Every blessing you receive is an opportunity to rise. An opportunity to gift. An opportunity to receive. An opportunity to give. An opportunity to grow. An opportunity to live. An opportunity to stand in your greatness every single day. You ought to be saying
go ahead and do this.
Sounds of Unity Choir, Misa Malone. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Whew. All right. So it is time to move into our giving and receiving. It's a perfect segue. If you are watching on the live stream, just know that you can participate in all of this if you're watching on our website, www.unitysf.com. There are buttons underneath so that you can participate in this entire process. So we're moving into our time of spiritual practices. If you look on the back of your connection card, you'll notice that there's a place for you to be able to anchor whatever has come alive for you today. We have some suggestions. The first one is, look past boundaries to the wholeness within. Think of that Venn diagram and where it all overlaps. Build community as a path to awakening. How can you personally step out and expand your understanding of community with each other, with the world? Celebrate humanity and honor divinity. That's going to be mine. All right, I've been sick this past week. I'm going to celebrate my humanity and I'm going to honor my divinity and think differently. You're also welcome to write whatever may be alive for you. As Ken said, Ken and I look at these and we hold them in prayer. So you can add that to the baskets when they go around. You'll also notice in the seat backs in front of you, there are envelopes. If you'd like to make a donation, you can text to donate. So there is, you text Unity SF to 44321, and there's a link there. And once you set yourself up, it's very easy to donate that way. You can also fill out the inside for a credit card or put a check in here. If you're giving us cash and you'd like credit for your taxes, please make sure that you give us your full name so that we know who you are. And again, if you're watching on the live stream, there's a link for you to be able to go to our PayPal page, and it'll open in a separate window so you can still continue to watch the service. And then we are also in the midst of our Conscious Commitment campaign. So if you're a regular attendee or a member of Unity San Francisco, we invite you to make a conscious commitment as to what your giving will be for the coming year. It helps us with our budgeting and with our planning. And it's also a powerful way to show up, because I know there are so many wonderful things to do in San Francisco throughout the month. And so a lot of us are not here. Well, Ken and I are, but not a lot of other people are not here every single Sunday. So when you're not here, though, the band is still here. We still have fabulous singers. So your giving through an auto tithe enables this community to be able to thrive, continue to thrive. And so if you do auto tithe, we have these cute little auto tithe that you can put into the basket as it comes around. So I am now going to invite up our very own Karen Ray, who has this fabulous ministry called Unity Vision.
Right, and so this is global community, and I have a little bit something I put together. It's not a surprise to Karen because I sent it to her last night to explain Unity Vision.
Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Karen Ray saw the need and stepped in to make a difference in the world. Seeing the need for better vision care and prescription glasses in northern India, she stepped in, provided the resources, and allowed the local economy to do what they do best: heal each other. Partnering with local individuals, she has been able to provide eye exam and prescription glasses to thousands of men, women, and children in northern India. And utilizing the local medical networks, she and her partners in this effort have also been able to arrange cataract surgery for over 200 individuals at less than $100 US per surgery. And now there is more for us to do. Last year, Unity San Francisco teamed up with Karen Ray to create Unity Vision, and we provided a $10,000 tithe to foster her work and to change the lives of many people in India. Today, we invite you to join us by making a tax-deductible donation to Unity San Francisco and Unity Vision so that we may continue this work. changing the world one life at a time. Namaste.
So much for these people. They are really, really grateful to you, and they really care a lot for you. And Bhai Saab, Rathore Saab has done so much. He's doing a lot of hard work. Thank you so much. And all of these people want to say thank you to you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye, Karen.
So Karen was filming that. No? No? That
No,
wasn't you?
they filmed it and they sent it to me.
Oh, yeah,
Because
wonderful.
they were just back from having the cataract surgeries. And so the people, what you see with the buses is the people who are going from the village. It's a 2 or 3 hour ride on the coach, depending upon how many cows are on the road. That is not an exaggeration. And so they were saying thank you. No, I wasn't there. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Thank
so.
you so much for sending that to us. I had one of our staff people put it together, some of the pictures, and do all of that.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny when Ken sent me the draft last night. I said, "Oh, thousands! I don't think it's thousands." And I'm sort of say hundreds. And so then I was thinking overnight, and I thought, well, no, let's one day we screened 750 children. They didn't all need glasses, but they got served, and we got the toothbrushes and other things as well. So it is thousands, and more to come. And
You're leaving again.
I'm leaving on the 4th to go back,
Yeah.
and we'll do more. So thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone's enthusiasm and interest and help in every way possible.
Yeah. And what I love about it is Karen is so clear that there in India, she allows her partners there to run the show, and she steps back so that they negotiate the prices, that it keeps the cost down. And glasses cost, an eye exam and glasses cost about how much?
But it depends, certainly less than $10, sometimes less than $5. Sometimes less than $5, and in fact, one of the things that we do is I'm very much in the background, and we got sunglasses at one point because part of the reason people get so many cataracts there is excess sun exposure. And so there's really a need for sunglasses. And so, in fact, Urban Angels has collected a bunch of sunglasses, which I'm going to be taking. And so we purchased 100 pairs of sunglasses at one point, but it was best that I not go along because the price would have been different if I was there as we were purchasing the sunglasses. And so, there's a lot of cultural things that are very, very different there. So,
But I love the breaking boundaries and borders that you're doing with that, and the global reach of the global community.
yeah, and I've been told in this village where I go, that I'm welcome in any home in the village. And I can go into anyone's home without even asking. There's such permeability and such community in these villages. It is absolutely an inspiration.
And so when we think we can't do anything, $5, $10, $100, $5 or $10 has an eye exam and glasses, and $100 restores sight to someone who can't see. So astonishing. If you want to participate and want to help with this, you can give your tax-deductible gift through Unity San Francisco, and we fund Unity Vision and Karen's work through that. So if you have any more questions, see Karen or I after, or Deanne, and we're glad to help you with that. So we have an affirmation for this and for all of the abundance that we live in, and it's divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. Shall we know that together after what we just watched? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive. And so it is.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been,
right, what'd the kids do today?
So for our year of community, we watched a video about the communities that we can be a part of, and we drew a map of all of them, starting with our family, to our schools, our city, and the world. And then we talked about how we can invite people who might have other community circles into our own. So Roma and I created some invitations to help invite children in our community to Unity San Francisco. And what we're going to do is put them in our little free library outside so that they know that they're invited to join us. And then last but not least, we talked about other cultures and other communities, like in New Orleans, for example. Mardi Gras is going on right now. So we helped decorate our king cakes that we ordered that are downstairs.
Yay.
So we celebrate other communities, we make space for people to join our own, and Roma would like to say something about our invitations.
So we didn't finish all of them for a while. We started to do the cake.
Oh, great. What a great thing. Good job, Roma. Good job. There's more time after to fill out the rest of them. So, well, Joshua, yeah. So we have a blessing for our children, too, is you are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are. So can we know that together?
You are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you to everybody who made today possible. As Joshua rips my microphone off, it takes a village to make this service happen. Our incredible choir. Woohoo! Our amazing band. Our music director, Miss Misa Malone. Our audiovisual team, which with none of this would happen without. Right? Our ushers and greeters. Our hospitality team.
Yeah.
Whew. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but our prayer chaplains as well, too. So our prayer chaplains will be back in front of the stained glass window. Yeah, where you want to go. Where you want to go. Okay. After service, to pray with you. So if there's something that you want held in the consciousness of prayer, of understanding and wholeness, I invite you to stop and pray with the prayer chaplain on your way down to the Mardi Gras feast downstairs. Oh, sorry. So, yes, sweetie. So this is also part of life. But our dear friend and former choir member, former singer, Edgar Harris passed away 2 weeks ago. So for those of you who knew Edgar, you know what a beautiful light he was. As I was talking to Gerald, his partner of 43 years, on the phone, he said every picture we found of Edgar, he was always smiling, right? Mm-hmm. Always, and that just is who he was. There will be services at some point, but at this point, Gerald isn't prepared to deal with that. And so we're holding him. I've been in communication with him all through this time. And when there's more to know, we will let you know. In the meantime, if you would like to send Gerald a note, I can get you his address if you don't have it. And in the meantime, we just know that we have been blessed by him for many, many years, and we continue to be blessed by him. So with that, I invite you to stand as you're willing and able for our last song, which is True Colors.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. No, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors.
now it's time for our transformational affirmations. I'll say these statements once and I invite you to affirm them after me. I build community as a path to awakening.
I build community as a path to awakening.
I see the divine in all creation.
I see the divine in all creation.
I joyfully celebrate each moment.
I joyfully celebrate each moment.
I think differently.
I think differently.
Happy
And so it is. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Look what you did.